Hey, I am Jessica Nicole McLaurin, and welcome to Free Friday. That is FFRE for Faith, Finance, and Real Estate. We have had a previous conversation about the importance of knowing the difference between your budget and the pre-approval amount of a home loan. So basically, you have the amount, the monthly mortgage, the estimated monthly mortgage, based on the pre-approval or pre-qualification of a lender. But then on the other hand, I've mentioned before, be sure you know what your actual budget is. Can you afford it? But I want to delve more into that tonight. So just for the sake of time, I have prepared some things for you. I hope you like my little sticky. So, one thing that lenders look at, one major factors lenders look at is the DTI, the debt to income ratio, or particularly the back end debt to income ratio. And that is the amount or the percentage of your monthly gross income that is taken up, that is consumed, that is spent on debt or consumed by your monthly total debt, including your estimated mortgage. So let's just say as a matter of fact, you know what? Well, I think y'all can see that. Let's just say your total monthly debt, including your auto loan, $700, student loan, $140, and these are just arbitrary numbers, by the way. Credit card at $175 a month minimum payment. And let's just say you have an estimated mortgage of $1,800, and your mortgage is made up of PITI, your mortgage principal and interest, your property taxes, and your homeowner's insurance. And along with homeowner's insurance, if you don't pay up to 20% down payment, it could also be PMI, which is private mortgage insurance, or it's based on the type of loan you get. It could also be called a mortgage insurance premium. But all of that total up can come down to $2,815. Again, arbitrary numbers, but let's just say that your total monthly debt, including your estimated mortgage payment, is $2,815. Now, let's take your gross income, another arbitrary figure. Let's say your gross income is $6,000 a month. Again, gross, of course, is before taxes and any other deductions. Now, to get this back end ratio, which, by the way, front end ratio is the amount or the percentage of your total monthly gross income that is consumed only by your housing expenses or your mortgage. So front end DTI, that is just strictly your housing expense ratio, or the amount of your income that is taken up by mortgage only. Back end is total debt, which includes both your mortgage, or the estimated mortgage in this case, and all other monthly debt. So let's calculate that. You got your back end debt to income ratio. Let's take this $2,815 that we just calculated, your debt, and let's divide that by your gross monthly income, $6,000. You get 0.47, and of course, to get a percentage, you got to multiply that times 100. So we got 47%. Now, basically what this is saying is 47% or almost half of your gross monthly income is taken up or consumed by total monthly debt, including your estimated mortgage. Now, lenders advise or recommend that your back-end DTI really be less than 36%. Now, depending on the type of loan, and also depending on factors like a strong credit score or a high cash reserve or savings, a large amount of savings, a substantial amount of savings where you could provide a substantial down payment, factors like that could cause a lender to say, you know what, we'll deal with that, So again, depending on the type of loan, you could be pre-approved for a loan with a DTI as high as 43% and even as high as 50%. But again, if you are approved or pre-approved for a loan with a DTI that high, there are some other factors that are in play. Again, the strong credit score, a high cash reserve. But the ideal percentage as far as a back-end DTI, or the percentage of your gross monthly income that's taken up by total monthly debt, ideally 36%. Now, here's what I really want you to think about though. This is debt only. It does not include monthly expenses like gas, groceries, household items, entertainment, takeout when you don't feel like cooking and you're just eating out all the time. Lenders don't know what your lifestyle is like. Lenders don't know what you consider to be a comfortable lifestyle. Lenders do not know your savings goal. They're not asking you that. They're asking for your debt, such as the examples I gave earlier, auto loans, student loans, debt, and they're only asking for income, debt income. So again, not only do they not know your lifestyle that includes all those other expenses, they don't know your savings goals. So let's get back to lifestyle. How often do you enjoy going on a vacation? So you're probably saving up money monthly for vacations. Your lender doesn't know that. Your lender's not asking about that. Only you are going to know your goals, your lifestyle goals. So you have to take that into consideration. So just imagine if you have a DTI this high and it's only considering debt and then it's considering gross income. Let's take a step back. Now, let's think about, let's take this $2,815. Let's add to that all other expenses. Again, utilities, gas, groceries, takeout, household items, those streaming services you love to pay for monthly. Let's add, just arbitrarily, another $800 to that. And then for your savings goals, let's add another $500 to that. So total, not only debt, but expenses as well, now gets to $4,115. And then if we take that same concept as before, just to find out the percentage of your income that's going toward debt, let's go ahead and divide that by not just the gross income, let's go ahead and divide it by the take-home income. So that is after deductions, after taxes. Arbitrarily, let's say your gross income of $6,000 gives you a take-home of $4,600. So this new debt/expense amount divided by this take-home is 0.89 times 100, 89%. So 89% of your take-home income is consumed by your debt and expenses, by your lifestyle, not leaving much room for your ideal home. So this is what I wanted to get to. There is a huge difference between what you are pre-approved for strictly based off of debt and gross income, and your budget based off of your lifestyle, which considers all expenses and your take-home income. So this is really also why lenders recommend a back-end DTI of less than 36%. It's even recommended to consider a max monthly mortgage amount of no more than 25% of your take-home. So the reason for that is because lenders, especially since the 2008 home crisis, lenders are trying to make sure, because they want those who they lend their money to have the ability to repay them. They are now factoring in, let's let that little cushion, like let's give some cushion for expenses outside of the mortgage, outside of regular monthly debt. Let's consider and let's factor in those expenses that are going to have a long-term impact on your life after you close on this home. You know, when we're about to close on a home, you're focusing on trying to save up for down payment. You're focusing on the short-term goal of getting to the closing table. But what about after you have gotten to that closing table and you have long-term impact? You have unexpected repairs that you have to save for. Again, savings are not considered by a lender. You have to do that. You have to count the cost as you look forward to buying your new home. As you prepare for it, remember to get yourself ready by counting the cost. Don't let it take you to a place of depression, you know, after you look at those numbers and it's like, oh my gosh, I thought I was ready. Allow it to cause you to potentially make some changes. So for instance, if you know that this is your total debt and your other expenses is $800, then you may have to cut back. Well, as you continue paying down debt, in the short term, you may have to cut back on a few expenses. Also, you may have to increase income. So just allow the realistically seeing the numbers, allow your realistic budget to lead you to make some decisions that may be hard, but it'll get you on the path toward home ownership that you want to be on. So when you sit down with a lender, you know, a licensed financial loan officer, they will delve into all of this all the more. I really just wanted to kind of get into the basics. I really wanted to give you some meat to think about. And as far as before you actually meet with a lender, just think about these things. Don't go in there thinking a lender is about to give you a number that you may or may not be able to pay as far as a monthly mortgage. You're gonna have to sit down and do the numbers for yourself. And that all starts with, even before all of this, that all starts with a basic budget. What is coming in, what is going out, and you gotta know everything that's going out. So as a matter of fact, that is how you get to this point. You'll only know these numbers by first knowing what's coming in and what's going out. But anyway, I hope this has been helpful. Again, sit down with a financial loan officer and just allow them to delve into even more details with you. But I just wanted to go over some basics and give you some food for thought. But hey, I appreciate you listening, and I hope and pray you have a wonderful weekend. And as always, keep pushing forward.